Have you been keeping up with She-Hulk at all?
Actually, it's funny. I actually, before coming up here, I actually watched it. I actually watched, what was this, episode 7?
7, yeah. We got 2 more episodes, but it's only 9. We just saw 7, and I mean, what are your thoughts about it so far, as far as the show goes?
I think the show's okay. I don't think it's a lot of people. I think a lot of people expecting this to be like over the top and this, that, and the third. But I will say this, and I won't have no any spoilers. So you seen the wedding where they went to the wedding?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I ain't just sound like a bitch. I knew that nigga wasn't shit.
I was feeling that too. Like,
I knew that nigga was too shit. Yeah, because as soon as they were texting back and forth and all that, soon as he didn't say nothing, you know what I'm saying? Gone. Yeah. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just. And then what makes it worse is like, okay, wait a minute, you the She-Hulk. So why he get this close to you and leave?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, the show is supposed to be all about women's empowerment.
Yeah.
But she's steady just getting ran through. I'm like, why y'all letting her get ran through like this? Because she done had sex with several guys on the show already, and it's just like, what the hell is happening? It's I don't know if you ever watched Jessica Jones, but that was like that too. You ever watch Jessica Jones?
Jessica Jones was, I ain't gonna lie, that one, Jessica Jones was actually pretty. I think I like that one a whole lot better than this, because one thing I could say about it, now it took a little bit to get into it.
Yeah.
Because like the first 4 episodes, really nothing was happening. Yeah. But once you got like past that and saw what was coming together, it was actually great.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good show.
But it was just weird to me, that was another case of, in the beginning, she was just letting herself sleep with any and everybody until, her and old boy got together.
Yeah.
She would meet people in the bars and just all of a sudden they in the bathroom just.
Well, I think a lot of it too. I think a lot of it too is you got to think like people like Jessica Jones and She-Hulk, they're now powerful women.
Right.
So I think what it is especially like, being a man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm not saying all men think like this, but I'm just saying like, okay, these are powerful women. It'd be kind of crazy to see what that's like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like to be scooped up sometimes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like a scoop.
Get your ass over here, Howie.
Yeah, the Hulk scoop my ass. I mean, She-Hulk.
I ain't gonna lie. If we was living in a day and age where we really had super enhanced human beings, some of them females, I'd be like, I need to know what that's all about.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I need
to know what the grip is.
Yeah, I know, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what happened to you? Yo, I got the scoop, nigga. I got the scoop.
Right.
You talking about the story? Nah, you talking about the ice treat? Nah, I got the scoop.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, She-Hulk came up, you know what I'm saying? She said, he got the scoop.
Yeah, man. I got scooped up.
Yeah. But you know what's crazy too? That episode, you talk about women empowerment. Guess who was like calm, calculated, and was actually getting them to express their feelings? The men in that episode.
Oh yeah, because in the therapy. Yeah, and I thought that was kind of funny too. Like it's the opposite. The men are trying to help you.
Yeah.
And, get to your emotionals, and the women are like, nah, you do it. You know what I mean? Her friend is all about just find you a guy. But Tinder and all of that shit.
But you know what's funny? A couple of years, if you go 20 years back, it was the reverse.
Right.
Of what's going on. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like the reverse. If you really pay attention, I mean, it's like this whole gender assignment and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I think I made a comment back on this, like with like Hulu, and it was just little subtle shit, like little commercials. Hulu had a man cooking dishes, like cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. It was. Then, on this other commercial, had a woman building tables.
Okay.
She had a little cute little pink hammer. It's like, oh, I'm gonna have this, and I'm gonna. Okay, but my thing of it is like, okay, and listen, there's nothing wrong with them doing that, if that's what they enjoy, they actually get pleasure out of it. There's nothing wrong with, a man cooking. There's nothing wrong with a woman building things.
Right.
This is the problem. They're putting those images out to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's, women need to build and build buildings and what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily build, but what I'm saying is this, that it's, it's more feminine for a woman to be building and masculine for a man to be cooking. And I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that right, because somebody's gonna be like, man, Howard, that's kind of fucked up. But what I am saying is like this whole gender or something, because now you got like stay-at-home dads, you know what I'm saying? They got the, carrying their baby on the little
them Bjorns.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That was reversed 20 years ago. That's what I'm saying. It's so, especially, you born in the 70s, I was born in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and even going back to like academics and all this stuff, I think this is why we kind of, we're not seeing things a certain way, because I think we remember a world where all this stuff that was happening was just the opposite. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think that's what I'm getting at. We remember a world where, okay, the man were, what I'm saying, a woman might had a job, but she might have like a little part-time job, like waiting tables, or she was, it wasn't, and I'm not saying we should go back to that. I don't want no woman films like, are you saying that a woman can't run a business? That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, in that world, it was different. The man was the head of the household. The woman she didn't have to work. Or if she did work, she did little work. You know what I'm saying? Or, she took care of the kids. That's what it was. But now everything's kind of reversed. It's like the dads, not all of them, obviously, but you have men that like take care of the kids and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of addressed in Kevin Hart's that movie. I forgot that movie with him, and I just talked about it not too long ago. It was Kevin Hart and Zuckerberg.
Oh, Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg, not Zuckerberg.
Yeah, not Zuckerberg.
Yeah,
Zuckerberg. I don't think Zuckerberg and
Zuckerberg.
Movies,
but yeah,
talking about,
but that movie was kind of displaying like, I'm a stay-at-home dad, I'm doing this and that. But yeah, I think it's just like I was saying, this world that's that they're trying to make now, where everything is kind of reversed. I think that's why we have the discourse and the misunderstandings that we have now, because the people remember when the world was a certain way. Mm-hmm. Now we're not really too familiar with this new world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, man. But it's just I like the show She-Hulk, but I do think they have been kind of slow walking us to it. I feel like it's gonna lead into something bigger, like like they're gonna maybe go to the whole World War Hulk thing, like they did in the comics. I feel like we're leading into that kind of stuff, but it's like y'all just doing it at such a slow crawl. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I think
what I mean.
I think this whole thing is gonna be filler.
Yeah.
And I mean that's all right.
But yeah, I mean, so I do like it, but I just, sometimes I just wish they would kind of get to the point a little bit quicker. But speaking of Marvel, we got blessed with a new commercial this week from your boy from Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he put it out there that not only are they making Deadpool 3, which we pretty much knew they were, but they were kind of holding off to make it for the MCU instead of the old Fox version. But we're going to get Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. Yes, sir. Man. Oh, man. That made my day.
Listen, Bob.
When he said, right. But when he said, hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time? My man was like, sure. I was like, oh, this shit, I damn near went crazy. Because this has been a rough week, like I said, dealing with work and these customers and whatnot. So when I heard that, I was like, man, that was such perfect timing.
Yeah, they kind of owed the movie together anyway, because the last one was shit. The Origins of Wolverine.
Yeah,
because he was technically Deadpool.
Right.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was technically Deadpool in that one, but he wasn't called Deadpool.
Right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, it's kind of because in the first Deadpool they kind of made.
right. He went back in time and all that.
Yeah, they made fun of that, and then he made fun. And he made fun of the whole. What was it? When he was the Green Lantern joint.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about Deadpool.
Oh man,
the dark humor in Deadpool is so on point, man. So I feel like the MCU is gonna do a good job with that. You know what I mean? I think they'll do a good job with it. So yeah, but yeah, it's definitely long overdue. I hate that we got to wait a couple more years because it's not coming out until September of 2024.
Yeah,
but still, it was good news to hear, and I'm sure they're gonna bring Colossus back because he was in Deadpool. You know what I mean? I'm sure they'll bring some of the other characters back like Cable.
Was it Negasonic? Hypersonic Teenage.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long ass.
Right.
It's like Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing, nigga.
Exactly.
Negasonic. God damn
it. I don't even want to say it wrong, so I'm not even gonna touch it. But yeah, so Deadpool has always been one of my favorites just because of the darkness and the humor. You know, being able to just not hold back. You know what I mean? I felt like you get a lot of these superhero movies that just hold back, where you like, I want some real action, but when you start getting that dark stuff like The Punisher and Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and stuff like this.
Wolverine could be dark too.
Right, and that's what I like about it. Yeah. That's why I think it's gonna do that, because that last Logan movie,
that was great.
They did not pull out any stops on that.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean, you had all the blood and all of that, all the carnage. I mean, it was just like, this is Wolverine at his finest. So we were kind of owed that, like you said, after that Origins Wolverine movie.
Okay, so this is the thing. Now, if they do this, because technically Wolverine is dead, how are they going to bring him back?
Well, they haven't said, but they did do a parody about that. I don't know if you saw it. Ryan Reynolds released another video the next day.
I didn't see the other video.
And it was him and Hugh Jackman sitting, and it was like, we know you got questions, like, how is Wolverine still alive? How is he going to be in this movie? So we're going to explain it right now. So this is how it's going to happen. And right as he went to talk, you start hearing music play over top of him, so you can't really hear it. So you just see them like, and Hugh Jackman's like, yeah. And they're like, wake me up before you go. They playing that song over it. So, but what I do know, they can still make it happen, because if you go back to Logan, it actually took place in the future. Okay. Logan took place in 2029. Okay, so they can have a story arc that just happens before that. Because if you remember in Logan, like Professor X, did you actually see Logan?
Yeah, I see. Okay.
Remember, Professor X was talking about there was some big event in the past few years where he actually killed off a bunch of mutants on accident. You know what I mean? So they could kind of explore that. Go back to that story arc, because I don't think we ever actually saw that in any of the X-Men movies. I kind of gave up on the X-Men movies once they started introducing them new characters. I was just like, I'm not. It's not working for me.
Well, I like let's see, which one you talking about? Because I did like First Class wasn't bad.
Was pretty good. I actually liked that. The last couple, like the Dark Phoenix and I think it was the Dark Phoenix and the one that came right before that. What the hell was it?
There was one. Let's see.
Was it Days of Future Past? I think no, not that one.
Days of Future Past was the one where my man, the short dude, played. What's the guy that had the little mutant task force, but he was actually being a congressman.
Right.
But that one was good.
Yeah, it wasn't.
I like that one.
It was the one that came after that. What came after that? X-Men, something like maybe X-Men United or some shit. But it was like right after that is when it just went downhill.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
It was something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but it was that one, and then they made a Dark Phoenix one right around the time that Logan came out.
Yeah.
But both of those to me were trash.
Straight good.
So yeah, but I'm just excited for this Deadpool because I love Deadpool. Even if he didn't have Wolverine, I still wanted another Deadpool.
Oh yeah, facts.
Those movies are just too good, man. The humor in them is just so on point for me. So yeah, we're excited about that. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's talk about Bishop Ike Turner. I'm sorry, Lamar Whitehead.
God damn.
Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Y'all might have seen a couple weeks ago, he had an incident where a lady came up in his church, and she wasn't really a member, but she was trying to film, and I guess she was working on some sort of side project about churches in the area, and I don't think she really meant too much on harm, but he didn't like it, and he found out what she was doing. So he was just like, why don't you come up here? You want to be on camera so bad. Come up to the stage. And she eventually started walking up toward the front. So I don't know if she was walking up to the front to leave or if she was walking up to the front to kind of confront him. But when she walked up to the front, he's on the stage and she kind of walks past him and he grabs her by the neck and just kind of shoves her to keep her going. Like, yeah, get out of here. Get her out of here. And so, according to him, he said she was about to attack his wife, so he jumped on her for that, which I don't believe. I mean, I don't believe that shit. That needs a boo. Do we have a boo over there we can give him?
Oh yeah, we got the boo.
Yeah. So the irony of it, though, both of them got taken to the police precinct, and she got charged, and he got charged, but then his charges got dropped, and hers did not. She got charged with something like disturbing the peace or disturbing the church event, which I don't even see how. He was the one that kind of made a scene about it, you know what I mean? And then he played the victim, talking about she was coming to attack my wife. I had to do something. But you ain't do nothing when them niggas ran up in your church the month before. It was like, give me the money. He was like, all right, take it. Take it. Exactly. So, yeah. I mean, I think that was some clown behavior on his part, man. I really do, man. I think he was absolutely wrong for grabbing her like that. I mean, I don't think that woman was going to attack his wife. You know what I mean? She was walking past you, and you just got mad and took that moment to make a spectacle out of her. And so I just think it's sad that she got charges and he don't.
Yeah, I mean, especially to me, because what it sounds like, if she's in the back videotaping. Now I can understand if he went up and said, "Hey, look, I don't appreciate you videotaping," or right? I can understand that. Yeah, because that's his house. Yeah, that's his house. He could do that. You know what I'm saying? But if she in the back and she videotaping and she's not really she's not causing a scene, she's not bothering nobody. Yeah, why would you try to address? You know what I'm saying? Why you made it this scene?
Exactly.
You must got some insecurities about yourself, sir.
Yeah, he definitely got to. He got to have some. I mean, and that looks bad on you. You know, you're supposed to be the leader of this church, and you immediately go to putting your hands on somebody.
Yeah, that's crazy. You know what I
mean? So it don't look good, man. That's but that's what happened at the church of Ike Turner. So
damn.
He said, "Eat the cake, eat the cake."
Eat the cake, ain't it, me?
But yeah. So anyway, y'all let us know what y'all think about that, because I think that's a really ironic. It's funny, it's ironic, but it's sad all at the same time. So, because you said you didn't see that
video. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see the video. Yeah. So, yeah.
But you know who has come to his defense in the past? Ja Rule.
Wow.
Yeah, because he's such a rich pastor. He's got a lot of money. He got a lot of friends in high places, and I think that's how he got off on those charges at the police precinct, because there was no proof that he did not or did do it. Just a video, and I'm like, they got a video with you grabbing this woman by her neck and shoving her, but yet you still got off on your charges, and she got charged for disturbing the peace, even though we didn't even see her do any disturbance. So it's like, you got to have some friends in high places. So, but like right before the robbery, a lot of people were talking junk about him, about he was being so flashy and driving around town in these really expensive cars and wearing a lot of gold. And so, Ja Rule was hanging out with him, and they was on camera, and John was like, yeah, leave my man, Pastor Whitehead alone, or Bishop Whitehead alone. He's a good guy, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, now, how's that looking, Ja Rule? Because this dude ain't, ain't got the best reputation.
It's not fraud. It's
the Fire Festival.
It's false advertisement.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's fraud.
Nigga, that's fraud. So yeah, it's that whole thing is just funny to me, man. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. We can move on. Drink Champs. They had your band Kevin Hart on there. You know, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't get to see the whole thing, but you know, I like Kevin Hart. I don't think he really talked on the Tiffany Haddish thing too much, but I did miss some of it, so I'm gonna have to go back and finish watching it. But I hope that if he is smart, I hope he'll try to support her, because I don't think she's a bad person. You know what I mean? Now, Aries Spears, he's a little bit in deeper to me, you know, because you did a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Inappropriate stuff. You know, you got in a tub with this little boy, you got this little boy putting lotion on you, and y'all both half naked. You know what I mean? Tiffany didn't do nothing like that. She was wrong because she still participated, but it wasn't quite as bad as what Aries did. Because, I mean, one of y'all should have said, hey, this is wrong. But either way, I think somebody like Kevin Hart should still support her and just say, hey, you know, we're not going to just cancel her. You know what I mean? I don't think you should cancel her. So, I mean, that's at least my thoughts. But Kevin Hart was on Drink Champs, like I said, and it's a pretty good interview. He had, a lot of good laughs, because he's a natural comedian by heart. So it's like with him, you can't really have a conversation without it going into comedy. He's going to do something to make you laugh. So that was dope about that episode. And I recommend y'all go check it out. Because you said you haven't seen that either.
Nah, I haven't seen it. So what did they talk about?
I mean, mostly, you know, they delved into his background, you know, growing up, and him and his brother. His brother was actually there with him. Okay. You know, he got an older brother. They look a lot alike. You know, he looked just like his mom's too.
Yeah.
But I think the mom's has passed on, I believe.
Yeah, I think she passed before he blew up.
They talked about him, his family, how he got started in comedy, you know, versus where he is now. I think they talked about the interview he did with Jay-Z, you know, all kinds of stuff, man. So it was a good one. It was a lot of good stuff, and of course, you know, he has his own
network. Yeah, the Laugh Out Loud.
No, his own like alcohol,
I didn't know. I really did not know that.
So I think he was trying to promote that as well, you know. So, but anyway, I don't want to talk too much about that. Just wanted to bring it up because it was pretty good from what I saw. I think the whole thing was like maybe 2.5 hours, and I saw maybe an hour of it. So, but you know, go check it out and, you know, support it. Drink Champs is a good show. They get really good people on there, and they do a good job, you know, with what they do. Anyway, let's move on. We got a couple of things we want to talk about before we wrap it up. So you did the story. You did the Lawson thought about academics and his whole situation. Did you want to talk any more about that?
I think we covered that.
Kind of covered that.
Yeah, we kind of really covered that. I mean, what more? I mean,
yeah, I mean, you're right. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to gloss over it in case you still had.
I will say this though. I don't know if you remember, but I think DJ Academics was really trying to get in on the backpacker side before he became.
Yeah, I do remember.
That's the one thing I don't understand.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, so why would you go to slight the very people that you were really trying to go in on? Because I remember back because you know, at that time, like in the early 2000s. You know, yeah, the South was taking over, but you still had like a little pockets of, like, you know, independent. Well, you know what I'm saying, that underground type mix. Like, you had other underground artists and, you know, things like that. Like, you know, Afro Ra and trying to think who else. Afro not Academics. Acrobat. Like Acrobat, like them cats.
Yeah.
And like he was kind of like in the where they was.
Yeah, and you know what I think it is, and you know, this is my opinion, but I think that now that Academics has made a good chunk of change, I think it's going to his head, and I think he really feels like this is what makes me so important to the culture. Now I'm a millionaire. I've gotten a couple $1 million, and you know, everybody watches my show, and you know, people just love what I do, and I don't hold my tongue, and, you know, I say whatever the fuck I want. I think that's what makes him feel like if you're not on my level, you're not flashing money, and you ain't got this status where the people pay attention to you, then you're dusty. And because he talked about, the old heads, they just want you to bow down to them. Ain't no old head ever asked you to bow down to nobody. You know what I mean?
Except Ice Cube. Specifically
did say that.
And West Side,
I'll give you that.
And West Side Connection. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he might have been talking about Ice Cube. Ice Cube do look like an old homeless man now. When the pandemic happened, Ice Cube was doing his little videos.
Look,
like, Cube, shave that shit, man. Trim that shit up, bro.
You better leave him alone, goddamn.
Right. But
leave him alone.
But anyway, but yeah, but we can move on. Before we run, wanted to just tell y'all about how we enjoyed the concert that we went to.
Oh yeah,
we saw Nas and Wu-Tang up in the building. You know what I mean? Yes sir, yes sir. Yes sir. Yeah, man. It was really good, man. Really good. All right.
All right, calm down. All right.
Settle down.
Niggas don't want to change. There you go.
We got a pretty big studio audience. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah.
The audience loves us. But anyway, it was a really good show. We did not get to see Busta Rhymes. I was kind of disappointed because they keep saying that he's officially a part of the tour, but he wasn't at our stop.
I think he actually went, because I think they went to Charlotte the next day. I think he was part of that set.
Yeah, which is dope, you know what I mean? And also, I heard that after our show, Method Man joined the tour. I'm like, son of a nigga! And on top of that, there's one clip where they said on one of the shows, Method Man brought out Redman.
No!
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
No!
All of that. We didn't get Busta, we didn't get Meth, we didn't get Red.
Raleigh fucking up!
Right. And we had a dope audience, man. It was really a good show. They opened with DJ Scratch. He set the show off. He did a lot of his turntable stuff. He played some old school classics just to kind of get the crowd hyped. And he did his mixing set. And then he just kind of introduced the Wu, and they came out and did their thing one by one. RZA came out and started introducing them one by one. Jizza came out, did Liquid Swords, and
MC Chain, bring out the name.
And 2 4 some hats, no cocaine. Man, listen, it was dope, man. Ray, Ghost, Capadonna was there. God, Inspector Deck. I mean, they put on a good show, and then of course you had Nas, man. And Nas put on an excellent show for me, man. I mean, he held his own because you would think this one guy trying to hold up a show against this 10-man group, and Nas came out and represented. You know what I mean? Speaking of representing, he did represent.
Yeah,
he did the song represent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He did that. He did all my favorites, you know what I mean? So yeah, he
did some stuff off the new joint. He did
new joint, yeah.
Yeah, he did Rare Form.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
He did a lot of stuff, man. He did what's my joint? The New York State of Mind. He did that.
Yeah, he did that.
Because that's what the tour is called, so you got to do that.
Yeah, that's just a staple. And then did Bravehearts.
Yeah, the Bravehearts.
He did Bravehearts.
Yeah. So he did the thing, man. It was a great show, and and he did the end of the show. He did one mic. So yeah, that was dope.
Would have been great, man. I ain't gonna lie if they did. What's that song that he did with AZ?
Was it More Money, More Money?
Yeah, More Money, More Money. Yo, if he came out there with AZ, did that shit, man. Yo, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
Set it off, but it was still a dope show. You know what I mean? We was able to enjoy it. Great venue. The weather ended up being good.
And the bitches, excuse me, the women.
The women. They was out there, man.
They was out there.
It was a lot of women fans that I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be mostly a masculine fest, but it was a lot of women there who just love Wu-Tang. And I'm talking about young and old.
Yeah.
I was like, yo.
I remember we was in the line. We was talking about the young couples. Like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, we kind of came to see Method Man. It's like, Method Man?
Right.
Get the fuck fuck out of here. We can't even see Ghost and Ray.
Right.
That's it, man.
Yeah, and they was disappointed because we told him, like, hey, actually Meth ain't gonna be here. He was like, what? But yeah, you can tell they was young, still young, wet behind the ears and all that. Yeah. So they was cool as hell though. But,
yeah, they were cool.
But yeah, they didn't really know much about Wu-Tang in general. They just wanted Method Man. You know, it was just like, damn, the main guy y'all came to see ain't even here.
One of the things I will point out too in the thing, like my when we was doing when we was at the concert, Nas's mic cut out.
Yeah.
And one thing I know it sounds so cliche to say this, but I really enjoyed the showmanship that Nas put out. He just smiled. He just kept going. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go like, oh, damn, we fucked up. But he actually smiled, kept going. It's like, man, that's just showmanship.
It is.
That's just showmanship. It really that is. Because you really don't, it's really kind of hard to, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, now, people get, messed up and get tired and get,
right.
But, it was really good to see that showmanship.
And I didn't even get to tell you this, though. After that happened, when we got back, there's another video surfacing around from another show that they did, like maybe 2 or 3 days before ours.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened to Nas there.
Dang.
His mic cut out, and he just had to kind of keep rocking, and he got somebody to give him another mic, and he just kept going. Showmanship.
Yeah, man.
But I was like, yo, is somebody trying to sabotage my man? You know what I mean? For this to happen to Nas multiple times, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Somebody need to get to that sound man. You know what I mean? Find out what's going on. So
somebody need to get fired.
But yeah, it was the exact same scenario. He was rapping and the mic just went out. I was like, ain't this about a bitch?
But yeah, Nas, man, he held it down, man. It was good to see him do that shit, verbal intercourse with Ray. That was that shit was crazy.
They opened up with that. That's how they brought Nas out, because it was Wu-Tang first, and then they went into verbal intercourse, and Nas came out. I was like, yo, it was such a good show, man. I was definitely not disappointed. Like I said, we didn't get Busta or Meth, but it was still definitely worth the money. You know what I mean? Because just to see those two juggernauts, Wu-Tang and Nas in the same venue, come on, man.
That was great.
You can't beat that, man. So
and after the show ended, me and Curtis having a conversation. We walking back to the car. And we were just talking. I was like, "Yeah, man." I said, "This is," and it's kind of funny because it was a young, I guess he probably our age, a little older, and he had his kids with him, and so we was walking, and I guess he was kind of overhearing us, and I said, seeing Nas is really the closest thing I'm gonna get to see, like Tupac and Big.
Right.
When I said that, he jumped right in. Yeah. Man, that's what I was trying to tell my kids.
Yeah.
And it was just like crazy, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This was an older white guy. He had his 2 kids walking with him. And I'm glad that, his young kids can appreciate, music like this. But the fact that he jumped on that and he was like, yep, I've been trying to tell my kids that made me feel good. I'm like, we got some real fans.
Yeah,
you know
man.
what I mean? So, yeah. But it was a great concert, man. And, of course, we uploaded. Now, did you still have your video from it? Because we may have to try to.
I got video, but I ran out of space, so I might have accidentally deleted some shit. Okay. Man, I'm mad.
How was the quality of yours? Because I know mine was terrible, man. Mine
terrible, Kenny. Terrible.
Mine was bad. I got an Android, and Androids are known to not have the best cameras, and especially when it was nighttime, so it got dark, and I was like, shit, man. I really wanted to be able to upload some stuff, but it was just bad. It was just blurry. So anyway, man, but yeah, we enjoyed it, man, and I'm sure we'll do stuff like that in the future. But if y'all get a chance, anytime if they come to your city near you, man, jump on that, man.
Yep.
Jump on that, cause that's a dope concert right there.
Oh, that's another thing too. Shout out my one dude. He was gonna give me pictures. He gave me like some tickets, like the KRS. Well, not give. Yeah. Like, he was like, "Yo, man, KRS-One's having a show." This dude, he the dude I went to see Third Eye Blind.
Okay.
And they was Third Eye Blind was actually happy to see me.
Oh wow.
Than I was them because I'm probably the only
that
showed up in there.
They're like,
it's like, oh man, we got that. We got this. We getting that demographic.
Wait till they high five me.
Yo,
I told you we was gonna get at least one.
We gonna get one nigga up in there. But I think I got that autograph somewhere. I got
Okay.
That's what's up. It's crazy, man. But what I was saying, like the dude was like, yeah, man, KRS-One's coming. And he's coming over here. I couldn't go, man, because I was just swamped in schoolwork. But I was like, I was like, look, listen, you have not lived until you go to a KRS-One show.
Yeah, because he puts on a hell of a show.
You have not lived.
That's one thing I give it to him. You know, nobody can really rock a crowd like Chris, man. Nobody. I mean,
that reminds me. I was digging through the garage, and I didn't mean to cut you off. Digging through the garage, and the first concert I actually went to, like my sister, rest in peace. I found I don't know if you remember back in the day, it's 102 Jams had Super Jams.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I found Super Jam 3, 1999, like tickets.
Wow.
Yo.
Okay, yeah.
I took a picture. I meant to upload that, but that was crazy. That's when they had Busta Rhymes. Mm-hmm. Busta Rhymes closed the show, but Slick Rick was there.
Yeah.
Yo, dude.
Yeah.
Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh. When they did Children's Story,
man.
Yo,
I bet
the whole stadium was just like
losing it.
I'm telling you, man. That's why, fuck academics, man.
Right.
You don't understand, man. Yeah. Like that energy, you might have the money,
right?
You might have all that stuff, but that energy you will never have.
Never.
You will never have that.
Yep.
You will never have that.
Exactly. And you're not even a
DJ. Matter of fact, even the Woo, when we was at the Woo, when they told us they had the light, the cell phones up.
Yeah.
The whole crowd when they did the Simple Days joint, like a whole sea of motherfuckers.
Yeah,
shit was crazy. Exactly. You would never have that.
Never.
One man should have all that power. You would never have that.
Exactly.
Never.
So, it's sad.
I won't either, but still.
But it's sad that academics don't even get it, man. He just don't even get it. But anyway, man, like I said, on a good note, we enjoyed that show, and we were glad to have had the experience because ain't no telling when they're gonna come back through again. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the older I get, the more importance I see of seeing these types of shows.
Oh yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
But anyway, man, I think that's pretty much it for today, man. Do you have anything else you want to drop before we wrap it up?
Nah, that's it. Let's eat.
All right, man. We appreciate y'all.
Hungry.
This has been episode 221.
221.
This is your man, Kurt, and this is
Howie.
And we'll see y'all on the next one, all right?
Peace.